Hey guys, it's Dan. Welcome. Hope you're well today. So one of the biggest things that we're hearing right now is that basically no one's got any money. We kind of agree with that. We're seeing it a lot with businesses coming through. They want to do something with marketing, haven't got the budget. What do they do? So we thought, let's just put our heads together. Let's see if we can create something that's going to actually help people get in front of as many customers, many potential customers as possible. And so we created a different Facebook ads management offer. And you see, normally when we run Facebook ads for clients, we do a lot of work week in, week out. So you get weekly reporting, you get adverts being refreshed every week. There's actually a lot of hours that goes into managing that properly. And so we thought, what if we just got people with ads that were up and running through a professional Facebook ads agency, but actually cut back on the amount of reporting and cut back on the amount of ad refreshes that they actually got. And so that's actually what we've done. And so we've actually managed to come up with an amazing offer now where it's just £297 a month, every month. It's not a special offer or anything like that. It's $297 every single month, and it's monthly Facebook ads management as opposed to weekly Facebook ads management, which is what we were offering before, which is like the full £600. And actually, we ran that silently to a couple of potential clients. They took that on. And we actually implemented that for them, and they've ended up with some really tremendous results, which is really cool. And it's enabled them to get more sales, get in front of as many people as possible. Obviously, Christmas is coming up, isn't it? And so with Christmas coming up, they needed to get their message out as much as they could without absolutely breaking the bank. And we spoke to a guy last week, and he runs an online store and he has an offline store at the same time. And when we were talking about how much money he had to spend on Facebook ads and actually how much money he had to spend on management, he was talking 1,000. Depends on how much he spends on adverts, but between £1,000, £1,200 a month. And he was talking about how much gear he would actually have to sell in order for that to be profitable. It was quite a lot, of course, because he had tight margins and all the rest of it. So that's where we came up with the offer. We said, look, how about this? Instead of us actually managing this on a weekly basis and getting you all the reports, which is great, by the way, and if you can afford that, you should definitely have that. But I don't think everybody needs that. So what if we came up with a way where we could get your adverts up and running? We would refresh your adverts once a month, and you would get full reporting once a month as well. How would that work for you? And he said, yes, let's do it. So he jumped on a call. We got everything set up for him, and we launched that. And actually, he's had some really good results off that as well. Lots of new customers, lots and lots of awareness. He's the only shop of his kind within like a 30-40 mile radius, which is really cool. And now his footfall traffic, that's people actually walking into his shop, that's actually increased as well, because they said, I saw you on Facebook, I knew you had a shop, I thought I'd come in and take a look. And so how cool is that? And so that's why we came up with this offer, because we thought that this would actually help people get their message out to a wider audience, to be able to reach a wider audience, but also to a very targeted audience. Depend on who your target audience is. But if it's, men between 35 and 65, which this guy's was, that's specifically his target audience. And so that's what we did for him. He was able to get out in front of all those people. A really, really cool way of doing it. So in terms of what we include in this 297 product, we have a setup. Normally it's £500 for a setup. And when we do a setup on Facebook ads, it's actually quite intensive to do, because usually when a new client comes on board, they've run adverts themselves. And then when we get to see and take a look at under the hood, in the engine bay, at their adverts, usually they've either been banned, they're about to get blocked by Facebook. It's usually pretty messy, and we have to go in there and tidy it all up. So it can be quite intensive, and often they've been banned, and it takes us weeks in order to get that up and running. So one of the cool things that we do is in our setup, we actually do that. It's normally £500, but we've actually waived the setup fee. Which is really cool, because then the other thing that we do is we install a Facebook pixel on a website, and then if you want retargeting adverts, and you should absolutely have retargeting adverts, we can also run that. It's all included in that 297 as well. Like, this is a professional Facebook ads management agency. We're not, people who just do this at the weekends while we have another job. we actually come across that quite a bit, because a lot of our newer clients, when they come through to us, we go, no. Like we had one last month, and he said, oh yeah, I've gone through 3 different Facebook ads agencies. First of all, that's a bit of a red flag from a client point of view. But when I looked at their website, they didn't even have a Facebook ads pixel. And I'm like, why have you not got a Facebook pixel on your website? I couldn't understand it. And then when I look at the website of the guys that they were using in the past, these are just like people who got full-time jobs and doing Facebook ads because it's easy, right? You know, it's so easy. And just doing it part-time. And then this guy was wondering why he'd gone through 3 different agencies, because they weren't really agencies. They were just one-man bands. Nothing wrong with that per se. You know, we all have side hustles, or we've had side hustles, and you know, I'm a great believer in that. But the problem is when you're working with someone whose business is reliant on you getting them results, that's you know, that's quite risky, to be honest with you. And so, yeah, you might be working full time as an IT person, you know, a large retail company, like I know one guy was. Doesn't mean you know how to run Facebook ads inside out, back to front, especially with all the changes that Facebook ads have had recently. Anyway, so on the setup, that's actually included. It's worth 500 quid. We do that free of charge. The really cool thing as well, by the way, when you pay that 297, it's not that your 30 days of Facebook ads have started, because your adverts might not be up and running until another 2 weeks, because we have all the setup to do, and all the ad creation, all the copy, and all of that kind of thing has to be set up before we run ads. So we actually don't charge month 2 until you've had a full 30 days of advertising, which we think is the right thing to do. All your adverts and your copy, any videos that need editing or creating, all that's done for you as well. The copy, so the copy is like the written copy, the call to action, the hashtags, if we're going to use those. All the retargeting, that's all set up, that's all included as well. And then we manage that on a monthly basis. It's 297. The following month is 297. The following month is 297. If you need more adverts, or if you want more reporting, we jump on a call. There's an extra cost for that, because this is just the base level. We have a higher level above that, which is £600, which just includes everything, weekly reports and weekly refreshing of the adverts. But many businesses actually don't need that. Some do, of course, and we'll point that out if you jump on a call with us, if we think that's you. We have one client who absolutely needs that level of service, because they're constantly changing adverts and testing new things, which we love as well, by the way, because it gives us an opportunity to test new things as well, new creatives and new copy and so on. But it's a really, really cool way of you guys getting your business on. Now, just one final thing before I finish, because we've also going to knock an extra, it's about £73. Is it 73? £77 off. No, £75 off. God, my maths is dreadful. Anyway, month 1 is going to be for 225, not 297. So in month 1, for first 4 clients only, we're going to give that discount, but I suspect that will be taken up quite quickly. But if obviously you want that, then you should come and hit us up. Anyway, I hope you find that interesting and useful. If you're not running Facebook ads yet, you should be running Facebook ads. If you're worried about 2026 coming, which obviously, we need to hit the ground running. All of us need to hit the ground running in January. Now is the time really to get that up and running and in place. Come and have a chat with us. Other than that, we'll catch up with you on the next one. Have a great day.